Goals, 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 goals. And I'm not talking about the goals that you hit when you score in football, soccer, basketball. I'm talking about real goals. What is a goal? To sum it up, the object of a person's ambition or effort, or an aim or desired result. I guess you could think of it as a win or an objective. A lot of people consider goals to be wins. You reach that goal, you did what you were supposed to do. I guess the one thing I want to ask is, what's your goal? I have a few. In fact, I wrote some down. Now, obviously, I'm not going to tell you guys all of the goals that I got wrote down, but I will be telling you guys a few. Goals for this year, I put higher paying job, start a bank account, 500 subscribers on YouTube, start memberships, 1,000 views on 5 videos this year, have enough money to move out, emoji memberships, start getting monetized, get 1,000 subs by the end of the year. Now, out of all of those goals, I have reached about 6, sort of. When it comes to get another higher paying job, originally that goal was just get a job. And I got my job, but get another higher paying job, not yet. Still on the look for that, but it's okay. That leads me into my next section. You have objectives and then you have objects, things that get in your way. What stops you from getting to your goal? I would say for getting another higher paying job is that there's not a lot of jobs available. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, you're just not looking hard enough. The sad truth is, I could apply to 100 jobs daily and I probably won't get but 2 callbacks. And they won't even be jobs that I really need or really want. But in this world and what's going on nowadays, you got to take what you can get. Obstructions, things that get in your way. Now, let me tell you guys about the goals that I've set aside from what I just named. I do have some long-term goals and I do have some short-term goals. Long-term goals would probably be a nice house that I bought, actually not even bought, built from the ground up on a really big piece of land where I can have, probably a basketball court, swimming pool, tennis court, playground, big swimming pool for friends and family, have nice parties, this, that, and the third. Get a nice car, you know, retire my family, my whole family. I'm not talking about just my mom and my aunts. I'm talking about my whole family, my cousins, siblings, if they want to never work again and all of that good stuff. Of course, being a YouTuber is how I want to go there. I would say to do that, I just got to stay consistent. But that's another thing that a lot of people seem to forget. Consistency is key when it comes to getting your goal. Now, a lot of people confuse consistency with perfection. Consistency is not pouring a glass full every day. Sometimes consistency is at least you poured that glass. At least you're still doing it. At least you're still trying. Of course, there are going to be days where you probably stop. As long as you know you can get back on track and do it, that's what consistency is. And that's what gets you to your goal. Obviously, I said start a bank account. I did that. I had to. I mean, if I wanted to have my income go somewhere, of course I had to. 500 subs on YouTube. We're near 700. So I'm 200 past that. So I'll change that. We'll put 800 now because I'm about to hit 700 any second now. Start memberships. We've done that. Now, obviously, have I had anybody join? No, but I'm not going to pressure anybody. If you want to join, go ahead. 1,000 views on 5 videos this year. I've gotten that. Now, I'm going to probably say the next year, I want 10 videos to have 1,000 views over. And I don't want them to be just Friday Night Funkin'. I want them to be other videos. Maybe like a new game that came out or just me doing something random. Whatever. Have enough money to move out. Now, this is where I get to the yes and no part about it. I did have enough money to move out into a decent little house and whatnot. But with Sam's Club cutting my hours, I'm not really able to get to where I need to be anymore. It's a little shaky, but that's where getting another job comes in. I want another higher paying job that pays about, nearly 4,000 a month because I get about $1,800 a month at Sam's. Not even that anymore because they cut your boy hours. But it's okay. I'm not stressing over it. It's all right. It's a house that I really want. It's about 2,100 for everything, all in all. You know, the RPB, the rent, the utilities and utility fees, all of probably about $2,000 a month, which I would still have about 2,000 left if I got a 4,000 a month job. Which, but since birthdays came around, I spent quite a bit of money on, siblings and my mom. And I'm still not even done with my mom. I still got to go back out and get some more stuff for her. She says that I don't ever, go crazy on her birthday and whatnot. And I give everybody else good stuff. Like, okay, bet that up. Emojis for memberships. So I did hit somebody up and I wanted them to do it. But hey y'all, we all busy nowadays, so we can't even get to do what we need to do. So I'm not gonna rush on those emojis. Start getting monetized. Obviously, for that, I have to have 1,000 subscribers, and obviously I have to meet YouTube's standards and whatnot, which I do because I'm already in the partnership program. So all I gotta do is just get my 1,000 subs, which nothing wrong with that. That is where consistency really hits me, because if I want to get 1,000 by the end of the year, I have to post not only just videos consistently, but videos that people like watching. Like Dispatch, that's a new game that's out right now. I have to hurry up and record that. I'm probably gonna record after I get my little brother. New games that came out or new things that everyone's doing, skits and all of that. Just finding my niche is just something I can't do, because I've always told myself, like, I want to do everything. I don't want to just play games. I want to do this. I want to do that, you know? And so it's kind of like go to a program and get certified. This is something that I really do want to talk about right here. And this is going to be more serious. Obviously, this video is a little bit of a different tone than what I usually do sometimes. But either be the case, it was June or July, near the month of August. I had went to orientation, and it was time for me to, start going ahead, packing up, getting things ready, so that way when I go to college, I, just go to college, whatever. And around that time, I started feeling different about college. I was like, maybe I just don't want to go there. Maybe I just don't want to do South. I was supposed to, you know, go there for communications, I think, do my 4 years, and that on that. I had a voice in my ear, like, just telling me, like, man, you need to get a job. Can't be on your butt all day, all summer. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, well, school's about to begin. My mom was like, it's no point in getting a job. You're finna go to school. I was like, I'm gonna have to get a job in school anyway. So started applying for jobs, and Sam's just hit me back, and it was just like, hey, we looked at your application. We think you'd be a great fit. We want to do an interview with you. Did the interview. And I also applied to Lawson because I already had made that decision. Like, I just don't want to go to the previous school. Lawson, they wasn't like sending me my, like, your acceptance letter basically. And it was just like, oh, okay, well, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But I already knew I was accepted. It's Lawson. Like, they typically accept everybody. This is where I guess people will probably say I'm in the wrong for this or whatever, but I did the interview, and I think I did orientation for that like a few days later. Saturday comes around, I get a call back from Sam's. Hey, you still interested in the job? Great. We'll have you come down for training, this, that, and the third, and you'll start on this day, whatever. Going to orientation, I went, and I was like, all right, let me just go ahead and figure out what's going on. I go, and I was gonna go for automotive mechanic. I went, and they was just like, well, you're gonna have to be part-time. I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm gonna be part-time anyways. But it was like, just, how do I say it? Getting in the way of what I wanted to get done. I wanted to have money so I could move out. And that right there kind of just threw everything off, because they were like, okay, well, actually classes are full right now. We're gonna have to figure out what you gotta do. And I was just like, that's just too much. So I was done talking to bro. And it was so awkward, because everybody around the tables was like looking at me, like hearing me what I wanted. Like I'm like, bro, why are these dudes looking at me, bro? Like tell them turn around or something like that. I call my homeboy. He's like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I mean, if you want to, you can, but you don't gotta worry about, you don't gotta worry about sending in no application saying that you wanna leave, because I did hit up the previous school telling them I hit up every department saying like, hey, I will not be attending anymore, and they was like, all right, cool. They sent me my refund and all of that, and yeah, I just felt like just school wasn't me. I feel like with that, everyone's been like kind of in my ear telling me like, oh, you should have went to school, you should have did this, you should have did that. And it's just like I don't want people telling me how to live my life. I was like, okay, you know what? I'll do this little course. Um in some of my videos I say my mom always talks about this course or Coursera or something like that. On the Coursera, if I complete it, I get a certificate of IT support, whatever. I could sign up for an IT job, and probably get the job because I got the certificate, whatever. Which may be higher paying than Sam's, which I'm not against because it's IT. It's something I at least want to do. I want to be, if anything, I could be a part-time computer technician. That's cool, right? But it was just like, I'm only doing this because I live with my mom and she wants me to at least actually do something. Now, obviously, I can't sit here and be like, man, forget what my mom wants me to do because that's my mom. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I've always hated was that I'm always getting told like, oh, you should have went to school, you should have did this, you should have did that. Like it's still people, like not only her, it's other people in my ear telling me, see, you're gonna have to go to college, you gotta go to college, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Cause what if this fails and what if that? I'm like, you're thinking too pessimistic. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people I feel like don't understand like where I'm at right now in life. And I feel like Los Pollo's dad, right? He said something that really resonated with me. And I'm gonna show the TikTok right here.
What I'm trying to tell you is whatever your mom and dad want for you, okay, everybody is on a different path. Maybe that's not what your ambition is. Maybe you want to be a musician. Maybe you don't want to do anything. Maybe you just want to live a simple life. Not everybody has to be a millionaire. That's the problem too. The pressure that they put on these kids. That's why everybody's on meds and everything else, because of the pressure you're putting on these kids. Stop shaming these people like, oh, well, what are you going to do with your life? This is what I'm doing. I'm working. Maybe I want to go to the bar. Maybe I want to be in a bowling league. Maybe I want to go home and watch Netflix. This is what I want to do. This is my personal choice. Oh, what do you do? Oh, you work in Walgreens? Go f yourself. Yeah, I do. And what I'm telling you is, don't let anyone tell you, if you get up every day, go to an honest job, earn a living, enjoy your life, don't let anybody shame you. You understand what I'm saying?
And so with what he said, it stuck with me because I feel like I'm being pressured to do something. And like I said, it may be hypocritical of me to say this because he literally said not everybody has to be a millionaire. But I do want to make enough money to support everybody that I love. And I want to make enough money to change the world in some way, shape, or form. And so I feel like just me doing what I know I want to do and me knowing the way I want to do it, I don't really like it when people are in my ear telling me, oh, you can't do this, you got to go get a degree. Because then it's like, bro, I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to hear that. Like, and that's just me. And it's not me dismissing anybody. I know how people are. But it soon becomes a conversation of what's going on in the world. Like, okay, what does me wanting to do YouTube for transitioning into other things, you know? I feel like one thing that really resonated with me was that you don't have to go and get a career. I am not downplaying anybody who does have a career. To all the doctors, to all the nurses, to all the engineers, to all the people that make the world go round, thank you. But what I am saying is that not everybody has to be one of them. They don't. I think parents fail to realize that. Especially going to that school that I went to, they punched it in your head that if you don't go to college, you're gonna fail in life. That's not true. My best friend is somebody who's going to trade for HVAC. He's gonna be making more than everybody in that building. In a few years' time, when he gets his job, he's probably gonna own his own business soon, and they're gonna be working for him, making way more money than the president, the principal, all of that. Their main goal was to support the word of college and not anything else. If you don't want to do anything else, you ain't gonna succeed in life. And it wasn't that they would downplay what you wanted to do. My alumni success coordinator, I told her what I wanted to do. I said I wanted to do YouTube. She was like, why don't you start now? Now, obviously, I didn't say like, oh, I am, because then she was gonna be like, what's your YouTube channel? I was like, I'm not gonna tell you all that. Like, nah, there gets to a point. You know what I'm saying? Like, the actual alumni success coordinator is actually supporting the YouTube channel. Matter of fact, not only did she support that, shout out to her, bro. She like was like, hey, if you need help trying to find a house or anything, let me know. I'll help you out. All of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's supportive of it. And I feel like she's a great alumni success coordinator. But then you got the college counselors and the teachers. And, you know, obviously by contract, they probably have to tell you, hey, go to college. It's what you want to do. But you got some of them teachers in there that's like, you want me to be real with you? You don't got to go to college to succeed. You don't have to do any of that. My mom, kid y'all not, I've gotten more tired of the conversations that come up, because 9 times out of 10, if I ever talk about YouTube, she wouldn't even want to talk about it now. The next thing is, oh, did you finish that course? Are you doing anything productive? And I feel like it's like, man, it's just something that I want to do. This is just something that, you know, like YouTube. Yeah, of course, it's not the main hobby. You know, I get home and I record or I edit. And I feel like if I just stuck to a good schedule, I'd probably be, who knows, making money right now. The one thing that I would say I regret doing is not starting sooner. But that'll be another video for another time. But I want people to understand, bro, your goals are your goals. If you want to be a musician, you want to, I don't know, be a massage therapist, who cares? Whatever you want to do, it's your life. You don't gotta grow up, go to college and get a degree and do this, that, and the third. If you got a goal of getting paid when you go to sleep, hey, it's jobs out there that literally pay you to go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Just go find it. Nothing to it. Your goals they don't have an effect on anybody but you. And so when you let anybody else or anything else get in the way of those goals, your main mission should be, this is an object that I have to get out of the way. And let me keep it a buck with y'all. YouTube, being successful on here, obviously this is probably the long-term goal that I really want to go for. I love doing this. Like, there are times where I do think and sit like, do I really want to be a YouTuber? And no matter what, I'm always circling right back to it. Yeah, I do. I love sitting here talking to y'all. I love editing videos. I feel like every time I'm out and shopping, I always want to get a newer PC, a newer webcam, a newer keyboard, newer mouse, because I want to upgrade my equipment so I can edit and be more funny when I edit and do many more things, because I want this to work. I do. Because it's my goal. Don't disrespect your parents. But sometimes it has to go in one ear and out the other. And sometimes it's like that with friends too. I've had friends come up to me, be like, well, there's competitive pay, you got to go to college. I don't want to hear that. I don't. I know about all of it, bro. We went to the same school, all 4 years, bro. But I'm not saying to not care about anybody's career choice and their advice. Listen to advice. Take it. It's advice. My dad told me one thing: take advice, not instructions. And that stuck with me. I wrote it down in my notes because it means a lot. When people are telling you what to do with your life, that's an instruction. You don't listen to that. When people are telling you advice on things you could do, or things you could, or ways you could move, that's advice. It's just help. A little bit of guidance can take somebody far. And I believe that when you understand that it's your goal, your life, and it's your way of moving, you don't have to worry about people being in your ear 24/7 telling you, go get a job, go this, go do that. It's gotten to a point where I told my mom I don't want to talk about it, you know? Now, obviously, as a black kid with a black mom, you don't really have the choice. You can't really say that. Obviously, now times are changing. Parents are getting a little bit less strict and a little bit more chill. So now you can actually express your feelings to them. But way back when, there was none of that. And I'm grateful that I have the mom I got. If it wasn't for her, y'all, I wouldn't even be right here talking to y'all. It's crazy. I kind of find it hypocritical because she's like telling me to do all of this stuff with YouTube. Like she's always telling me go get a course, go get a job, or go to school and this, that, and the third. But literally, mostly everything on this desk she has bought for me because I asked for it because she know I wanted to be a YouTuber. Now, obviously, does she support it? No, but obviously, in the long run, I don't even say if, I say when. When this works out, she's not gonna really be saying much. She's gonna be like, well, I was just trying to help you, this, that, and the third. You know, I was just trying to give you a little bit of motivation because a lot of people like to do that. A lot of people love to beat you down and this, that, and the third and really just shame you only for you to make it. And then years later, they say, oh, that was just motivation. It wasn't. There's a difference. There's a difference between actually motivating someone and genuinely just shaming them and beating them down. My homeboy had that. He was literally it was one of our teachers. Like she was literally just on his case. Like, okay, what if this and that and the third happens? He was like, well, you don't think I thought this over? She was like, well, why don't you go to college instead of Trey? I'm like, why is she on this dude case like that, bro? He knows what he want to do when he grow up. He already got connection. He got a better connection than me. None of my family members have ever done anything YouTube, at least that I know of. But he has a father that has a good career in HVAC. He has connections. I don't. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I wouldn't say that's an object. I would just say that's more of something that I just got to work on. Obviously, connections, I'm going to say, you know, those are something that can help you get past an object. That's enough of me ranting. A few videos going to be coming out. Hopefully, I just finished importing Tabs Totally Accurate Battle Simulator into my drive, so I'm gonna be posting that probably tomorrow or today. I'm off tomorrow, so y'all should see my face again. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But don't forget, guys, stay true to your goals. If an object is in the way, it's up to you to move it. Connections can help you. Take advice, not instructions. And it's your life. Don't let anybody else live it for you. And don't let nobody tell you how to live it. That's all I got to say. Love you guys. Subscribe, like, join, be a member of the Meister Squad. See you guys later. Peace out.